Okay, we're all set.
Oh, thank you. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Denny. Hi, Gail. I'm so excited, Rachel, that you've agreed to do this for us. And if you'd, first of all, because Gail and Denny don't know you, don't know anything about you, could you just briefly share your story with us, please? How
Sure.
you got into network marketing, how you got into, well, I know our previous company, and how you got into Isogenics, please, and why.
Sure, Kim, thank you so much for having me. I follow all of you on Facebook and you look like you're doing amazing. So it's my pleasure to be here with you today. My name is Rachel and I live in Florida. Right now it is not sunny like you would think. Normally it's very sunny and beautiful, but we're actually in the middle of a tropical storm.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah, it's a little gloomy out there today, but I've lived in Florida my whole life. I've been married about 23 years. We're going on 23 years in September. I have 3 kids, 22 years old, 20, and almost 18. And I have been in network marketing since they were all babies. And, it's been the best thing that I've ever done. My whole life, all I ever wanted to do was grow up, get married, and have kids. And then when I did, we realized how hard it was to live off of one income. And so I was always looking for a way to make money, but still be able to be home with them because that was really important to me. But I didn't have any sales experience or anything. So actually, I was a gymnast my whole life, a competitive gymnast.
All right.
Yeah, and so I would go and coach classes. My mom would come over and watch the kids, but I was trading time for money. And so just wasn't even really worth it for my mom to drive over, spend a couple of hours and make, $20 an hour. I think I was making at the time, which was good, but it was still like, if I put 2 hours in, I still only $40, right? And so I knew a girl that was in another company, and you may know this company. They had a pink Cadillac. I had tried some of those products and actually they made my skin break out, but I thought, what? A lot of people like them and maybe I could do that because she stays home with her kids. And that was really all I ever knew about network marketing. And I didn't even know it was called network marketing. I just knew that was something that you could do from your home, right? So I had this woman come over, and at that time, my daughter was 2, my boys were 4 and 5 years old. So I was in the middle of crazy town, right? Having all those little kids running around. And she came over and she told me a little bit about the business. And it was a lot of money to get started because you had to buy all of the stuff. And then I was telling my cousin about it. And my cousin, who lived in Ohio, she says, "Oh, Rachel, you don't want to do that company. My company has a white Mercedes." And I was like, "What? White Mercedes?" So that's how I found my very first company. I ended up going with that company. It was a big decision because I was like, okay, so do I go with a company where everybody knew the name, right? Everybody knew that company with the pink catalog, or do a car, or do I go with a company that has that nobody had ever heard of where I lived? And I thought, you know what? I need to go with a company that nobody's ever heard with. So it was a really good decision for me. I actually decided that I was going to do it. I told my husband, and this is where the naysaying husband comes in. I've gone through all the objections, right? And in my almost 18-year career of network marketing. So my husband, he comes home from work and I tell him, I'm going to start my own business. He's like, doing what? And I said, well, I'm going to sell skincare. He's like, really? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, how are you going to do that? And I said, well, I don't know. I'm going to sell it to my friends and my family members. And he's like, well, Rachel, you're really shy. You don't really know how to talk to people. I don't really see how you're going to be able to do this. And, you have a few friends and you have some family members, but outside of that, like, how much further is it going to go? We really can't afford to get you started. And I was like, well, thanks. Well, I had a garage sale. I came up with the money and I decided to do it anyway. And I used to have panic attacks anytime I would go do parties, because we did a lot of home parties. Panic attacks on the way there. I actually even got taken away in an ambulance on a party way back when. I got on the Florida Turnpike. And I had panic attacks in the past, but I could kind of get myself out of them. Well, I was driving on the turnpike by myself and I go to pay the toll and the guy looks at me and goes, "Ma'am, you don't look very good." And I was like, all of a sudden couldn't breathe. I pulled over. He called the paramedics. They took me to the hospital. I had to cancel that party. And you know what? You would think that after that, I should have quit, right? But I didn't. Because, I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I was so sick and tired of having all of the fear in my life, fear of talking to people, fear of being heard, fear of really doing anything out of my comfort zone, run my life. I was tired of being that girl. And so I started reading, and I started listening to audios. And I don't know, Kim, do you remember Shad Helmstetter?
I do.
Yeah.
Still got his book, Rachel.
Yeah. Do you have What to Say When You Talk to Yourself? Do you have that?
I do.
book?
I've got that one as well. Yeah.
That was the first book that I ever read outside of school that really kind of made me realize that I could start controlling my own thoughts. And I could become somebody that I wasn't, as long as every day I did something that I was afraid to do, that eventually I wouldn't be so afraid anymore. So I decided at that moment that I was going to continue to every day do something for my business that scared me, and until I succeeded. And I met another mother-daughter team. And I don't know, do you remember Susan Hutton and Shannon Johnson in Arbonne? They were like a mother-daughter team.
I remember Susan Hutton.
6 in the company, and they lived in my little town. And I found them. They were having a meeting, and they were making like $10,000 a month, both of them, and driving white Mercedes. And I thought to myself, if it takes me 10 years to do what they did in like less than a year, like it'll be worth it, and I'll learn a lot. Well, it didn't take me so long. So I ended up getting that car in 2 years. And then I ended up going to the top level of that company in just 4 years, and I was with them for 10. And I learned a lot, and I really became somebody that I could be proud of. And, I still, even, going on 18 years, I still have a lot of fear. But what I realize is that just means I'm alive. I just do it. I just do it anyway with the butterflies in my stomach. And, I realized that being yourself, your authentic self, and being real, whether you stumble over your words or you make mistakes or you lose your train of thought, that just, I think, helps the audience realize that, hey, if I can do this, anybody can.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been my motto since I started. And so then that company, as you know, Kim, went through a lot of transition. And in 2010, I ended up leaving that company and going into another company that actually relocated their corporate headquarters to Florida. The company was very small at the time that I joined it. I really got to know the corporate staff, and I thought, it'd be nice to really grow with this company. And I was with that company for 6 years and made it to the top level of that company as well. I actually, like in 2014, I was number 38 in the company. And, over the years, the company, as it grew and grew and grew, a lot had happened. Things changed that I wasn't real thrilled about, but yet I had such a big team and family members involved and all sorts of things that it took me 2 years to leave. And I always knew that if I ever left, I was going to Isagenix, because I always admired this company. And I always admired Lynn and Michael. I remember when Lynn spoke at our national training conference, and I met her at one of our leadership retreats in Hawaii. And she was just so sweet and so humble, but yet so successful. And I always admired her, and we were Facebook friends, and I watched her. And then I flew Michael in, to train my team multiple times. And he was our keynote speaker at our events. And I always loved Michael. And as a matter of fact, besides Shad Helmstetter, Michael was the guy that I learned everything there was to know about network marketing from. And so then when I saw that the two of them got married a couple of years ago, I was like, oh my gosh, like, sign to me that, it took me another 2 years, but eventually I knew that I was going to go to Isagenix and that I wanted to be on their team. So, it's kind of, for me, this is my last go around. I am going on 18 years now. I've been involved in network marketing since 2001. And I thought, if I'm going to shut that down and start all over again, this is going to be my third and final run. And I need to make sure that I'm with the best company, with the most integrity, with the best products and the best compensation plan. But I wanted to be on the best team. And I feel like I hit the trifecta. I feel like all of those things are so true. And it is seriously the most amazing place that I've ever been since I started in 2001. So it's been amazing.
Wow.
Excellent.
Yeah. So that's my business story, but I just want to throw in, I've been sick for about 8 years. I developed an autoimmune disease and a lot of allergies to lots of foods and things. And so, you know, I knew that I wanted to be a part of Isagenix, but I didn't realize that the products were going to help me so much. I have not felt this good, I don't think, in my whole entire life. I mean, I feel incredible. I don't want to make any medical claims, but I don't have any pain. I'm sleeping better. My legs are not restless. I'm not breaking out in rashes. I just absolutely love it. So, yeah, it's phenomenal.
Gail, have you got any questions, ladies?
No, I think you've said it all there. Flipping heck.
How can we possibly follow that?
No.
Dear me.
So did you actually reach out to Michael and Lynn, Rachel,
Yes, I did.
join? Yeah, you did. Yeah. Same as me, I reached out to Michael when we knew Isagenix was coming to the UK.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, hey, they have such a great reputation. Why would we go anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
You know, if we're going to do something, we want to be on the best team with the best
Absolutely.
people. And they just, you know, as successful as they are, they have such a heart for people, and they're still so involved. And, you know, you can message them or reach out to them. They will get right back to you. And, you know, it's just such a privilege to be a part of their team.
Well, we have quite a few challenges at the moment on our team, Rachel.
Okay. Lead away.
So I'm just going to call up my notes.
Yeah, not just the three of us.
No, there is. I
We're
mean, there is.
we're not the only challenges.
We hear lots of things about social media and conflicting stories, really, on what you should do, what you shouldn't do. I'm a bit of a stalker with the successful people in Isagenix, and I noticed that the very successful people do post about Isagenix, but as a newbie, we shouldn't really post about Isagenix.
Well,
and so I get a little bit we get a little bit confused.
Yes, and you know, it is a little confusing, right? I just watched a video that was posted on Success, and it was a couple of ladies that were training at one of the celebrations. I don't know if you saw that one. And they said that they don't ever use the word Isagenix on their Facebook walls at all, because they feel that then somebody can go and just Google Isagenix and get it elsewhere. You know, while that is true, I just feel that people will purchase from you because they trust you. You know, sorry about that.
Is that your little cute new one?
Yes, that's my new one. My daughter just got home. She's been away for 3.5 weeks, and he's barking at her now. I think he forgot you, Hannah. Yeah. So, you know, in the beginning, I kind of felt like the first couple of months, I wanted to kind of keep it a mystery, because, you know, you don't want to give it all away, right, on the first date. And so, you know, we would make little comments like, oh, you know, I slept amazing last night, you know, whatever, just little 1 or 2 liners to get, and then we would have a hashtag. So my hashtag was Rachel's Health Journey, you know, and then one of my girls, Jen, it was Jen's Health Journey. And so you can have a hashtag like that, because now you're letting people know that you're personally starting a health journey, you know, and so that way they're like, okay, so they're watching you, and they're watching you be excited. And then if you sleep really good that night, you're going to make a comment about it, just 1 or 2 lines on Facebook. Oh my gosh, just had the best night's sleep. Hashtag Jen's Health Journey. Oh my goodness, I worked out for the first time in 10 years. Hashtag Rachel's Health Journey. You know, oh my goodness, you know, my leg, you know, just little things, anything that you've noticed. Or, oh, my hair is growing. I can't believe how much my hair's grown this year. And I would say something like hashtag Rachel's Health Journey. So I would do that for a good couple of months, because then people would message going, what are you doing? because now they're seeing that it's not what I was posting before, because it's kind of drastically changed. It's kind of mysterious, right? But now I post and I say the word isogenics. And so I don't know what the rule of thumb is, like as far as how long you'd want to wait before you say the word isogenics. I think I seriously am getting so much like attention and private messages from the before and after photos that I've been posting.
Yeah.
And you don't have to really even say the word isogenics in that, right? So like you can get those on Real People, Real Results. You can get those on the Isobody Challenge page. And basically I'll go through both of those pages and I'll just save so that when I want to use them, they're in my saved folder on my Facebook. And then I, tweak the words. I'll usually, most of them have quotes, right? So it's the word of the person that has that before and after photo. And then I'll say a couple of sentences about how that inspired me. And then I'll say, read their story, and I'll have the emoji with the fingers pointing downwards. And it's kind of been my new signature thing. And then I'll post their testimony along with their before and after photo. So usually the word isogenics is not in there, but if it is, it's not a big deal. But I've gotten a lot of people that have never messaged me in my other company wanting to know what I was doing. These are such believable photos. You have the same people, the same faces, and they're, a certain weight, and now they're like ripped. I mean, they're just so inspiring. And so I think the before and after photos, I realized that I need to post on my personal wall 3 times a day. I need to post on Real People, Real Results 3 times a day, because not everybody's checking their phone, looking at their news feed in the morning. And if you're not posting in the morning, you're only posting in the afternoon, then those people aren't going to see your posts. So you want to catch the morning people. You want to catch the people that are, maybe waiting in line to pick up their kids from school, or they're on their lunch break. And then you also want to catch the people that are scrolling through in the evening. And so I really make sure that I'm doing that. Now, in Real People, Real Results, I'll do more products, product information, pictures of products. I still do before and after photos, but you don't have to worry about being careful about using the word isogenics, because typically the people that you've added in there, they know that that's an isogenics, right? Yeah. But I think that it's a storefront. You have to make sure that your pictures are clean. I actually had a photographer come out a couple of weeks ago and take some professional photos of me, just kind of lifestyle photos, nothing too fancy. Just because I noticed, like, Emily Vavra is somebody that I noticed on Facebook. Are you guys all friends with her?
We follow her.
Yeah, and she has incredible photos. And I think it's kind of like a storefront, right? So if you're walking down a mall and you see a lot of different stores, you're going to be drawn to the one that has the most beautiful window, right? Clean, it's sharp. It looks very well put together. And so that's kind of what I wanted to start doing with my Facebook. I wanted to, even like, if I'm out and about, Jeff and I are on the boat or doing something fun, I'm starting to use a filter. I'm starting to make sure that the pictures have good lighting. I'll edit them, whereas before I would throw kind of anything up there.
That's me.
Yeah, so your Facebook is your storefront. And a lot of times what I like to do is I like to go to my personal wall and I really scroll through and I go, what am I portraying? What image? And because one of your questions was your personal brand, right? And so what image am I sending if people are looking through my news feed? Am I looking totally salesy, or am I looking like I have this really nice life? I have good relationships in my life. I have good family. I love my children. I love my pets. We love, our sunsets. We love going out on the boat. Am I portraying, because we know people are watching us, especially with you used to be in another company. People might be watching going, okay, I know Kim switched companies. Now I'm going to sit back and wait and see if she's successful before I join her.
Yeah.
And so you want to take just the little wins. They don't have to be huge wins. and you want to make sure that you're congratulating each other on these things. So they don't always have to be your upline congratulating. You can, it can be a sideline or somebody in your downline. Just reach out and say, hey, listen, I got, double PIBs last week. Would you mind giving me a shout out? I do that all the time, and my teammates do the same thing, because we need to make sure that that's being put out there.
True.
Denny, any questions on that one? Facebook
No,
or Brandon?
Because I've seen Rachel's posts, etc., and it's true. And all I could think of there was, I need to up my game, because I put some nonsense.
I know, I need to get some pictures done. Hate my pictures. In fact, Michael asked me for a set of pictures. I was like, no.
but I mean, this social media thing, etc. I remember when I was with my previous company, I got into trouble off the EMVP, because I was always on Facebook, and I wasn't. It was just always open, because I had it said online, because I had it open at work and I had it open at home, and just used to jump on, jump off. But my sponsor told me that I was on there far too much and blah blah blah, and he thought, oh my goodness me, that's why we're not sure what we're supposed to do, what we're not supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And in truth, we're all a bit old and a bit ugly, or maybe I'm a bit ugly, to be told, a bit old and ugly, it's an old expression, to be told off by the headmistress.
Well, yes. And I think back in that company, right, we were also used to building without social media.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get stuck in those ways. They are like belly to belly, belly to belly, belly to belly, because that's all we ever did. They still want you to do home parties. They still want you to do all these things. But the thing is, you're going to be left behind if you don't adapt to the way that the world is right now.
Yeah.
You can reach thousands of people a day, whereas before we could reach 1 or 2 people a day. So I always like to say, in my first company, I learned how to do home parties. I learned how to speak in front of people. I learned how to communicate. I learned how to, portray a certain image. I learned a lot. My second company, we learned how to get out and meet people. We called it blitzing. We would hand them cards. We would get phone numbers. I got really good at doing that. And then I also learned a lot about social media with my other company. And then now with this company, I'm learning and kind of putting it all together.
Yeah.
So I still make sure that I do social media. I want to have my own brand, as well as, who is Rachel Gershowitz, as well as, I'm the health coach and the business coach. And then I also want to make sure that I'm still going out belly to belly, but then I'm tying it all together. And, their Facebook funnel system with Real People, Real Results is just phenomenal. Now, are you all using that? Real People, Real Results?
Yeah.
The whole funnel system? How many times a day are you posting on there?
We haven't posted yet.
We don't post on it. I didn't know we could.
Oh, yes. Okay.
No, we were, when we were in pre-launch, Michael just said to stoke it, not to. But we can post on it now.
Can we? Right.
Yeah.
So what things would we post on? What sort of things would we
could
post
put
on?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Rich.
About an hour ago, I did a Real People, Real Results training with Patrick. It was just the 2 of us, and I recorded it, and it's on YouTube. So I will, as soon as we get off of here, Kim, I will send it to you. It's just 15 minutes long, but it explains Real People, Real Results, Fresh Start, and Success. And exactly like where I get my posts from, how many times a day I post on there, and all of that kind of thing. So if you want, rather than wasting, I know you have a lot more questions here. So rather than wasting time talking about that now, I'll send you that. And then if you have questions after you watch it, just message them to me on Facebook, and I'll clarify some of the things.
Okay.
That's excellent. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. I think I've got a question, Rachel, that probably isn't on here. So because you've been with the 3 of us, Gail, Denny and I, weren't successful in our previous company. So therefore we haven't got a massive following. We haven't got a massive social media presence. So, and I'm not saying that you've brought lots of people with you, I don't know.
I wish.
Excuse me.
Eventually they'll all come.
Exactly, when they come to their senses.
Yeah. So what would you recommend for somebody, we talked about branding and stuff, but if you haven't got a great following and you don't get a lot of people who like your posts, I mean, I'm as guilty as they can be. I think I put my first post on today after 5 weeks because I haven't done anything whatsoever. How to gain traction and how to not be disappointed and give in if you don't get any likes or comments.
Okay, so just know that the people that are not commenting and they're not liking your post, they're still watching you.
Yeah.
Okay, and be very, very confident in that. There are so many things that I see that I like, but I don't hit the like button for, whatever reason it may be. Maybe I don't want somebody to, maybe if I'm looking at Lynn and Michael's posts and I'm with another company, I'm certainly not going to like their post because somebody else might notice that and think she's leaving. So don't feel that people are not seeing your stuff. They are. And so the first thing that I would tell you is clean up your page. Make sure that you have a professional profile picture. You don't have to be all dressed up. It can totally be in a t-shirt, whatever makes you you. But just make sure that it's a nice, crisp picture. Okay. And then some, whatever banner, it can be a banner of something that you love to see. Like I just switched my banner, but my old banner was my backyard with a sunset, because that was one of the things that make me. I love sunsets. And so it could be a picture of your family, but it has to be a good, clean picture. And then you want to get very, very, you want to ask yourself, who am I trying to reach? Who am I talking to? Because otherwise you're just going to be posting erratically. I'm posting to the stay-at-home mom, the one that's going to bed at night because she knows that, they're broke. They have no money. They don't, she wants to pull her kids out of public school because she hates it, but she can't afford private school. Or the mom that works full time and every morning she has to wake up at 5:30 in the morning in order to get her kids ready so that they can get to school, so that she can get to work, so that then she comes home after, picks them up after aftercare, feeds them, bathes them, puts them to bed just to do it all over again, and she's exhausted. I'm talking to somebody that has been struggling with their health like I was for 10 years and thought that there was no hope and that I was always going to be that way. That's who I'm talking to. I want them to know that this has worked for me, that there is hope, that I tried everything and nothing has helped me like these products. I want people to know, I'm talking to the people that were at my old company because I don't know why they're still there. I'm talking to them. I want them to know that they can have, if they had the courage to make a jump, that they can do it again, or they could do it for the first time. Those are the people that I'm talking to. So I know who I'm talking to when I'm making these posts. Otherwise, I'd just be posting random things all the time, right? And it wouldn't really make too much sense. So let's say you have 100 people on your Facebook and you want to build it up to 2,000 people. And you don't really know how to do that. Well, the first thing that you need to do is you need to become a very, very consistent poster. So, maybe one before and after testimony every day. Maybe something about your family. So you're out and about, you're having lunch with a bunch of girlfriends, take a picture of that. What really helps me is these hashtags. I have hashtag Motivational Monday, hashtag Transformational Tuesday, hashtag Wellness Wednesday, hashtag, Thankful Thursday or Transformational Thursday, Friday, Freedom Friday or Face Friday. And so basically, Motivational Monday, I'm going to do a motivational quote. I'm going to, post something of somebody that has motivated me, or maybe a before and after testimony and go, wow, what an inspiration. Motivation, hashtag Motivation Monday goes out to Susie, read her story, do that. And then maybe Motivation Monday, I would take a picture of me at the gym or drinking a shake. Today's the day I'm going to, start my road to health. So I would make sure I'm making 3 posts, the 3 very different posts according to that theme.
Okay.
Okay. And then let's say Wellness Wednesday. So Wellness Wednesday could be anything. You can go to isogenicshealth.net, read through, grab an article that intrigues you, and you could share that to your personal wall, or you can share it to Real People, Real Results, and you can write a couple of thoughts about that, or maybe how that particular solution has helped you as well. So you have something personal in there. Okay. Thankful Thursday. What are you thankful for? Are you thankful you didn't have to get up to an alarm clock this morning? Are you thankful that you got to take your family out to dinner and you didn't have to worry about the cost? You know, that could be Thankful Thursday. And then later on, you could do Transformation Thursday and post a before and after photo. And then on Friday, I always like to take a before and after, from Isogenics or Isobody Challenge or Real People, Real Results, where it's just a face shot. Right? Sometimes their face gets so different looking because they're so healthy now. They look like they're 10 years younger. So that's Face Friday. Or if we go out on the boat or anything that we're out doing that's fun on Friday, that's Freedom Friday. And then Sunday, I'm not a big poster on Saturday, although I do throw some things up there randomly because that people are not that's the least day that people are checking their Facebook is Saturday. Yeah. So Sunday, the most important post that you can make of the week is your power post on Sunday night. So you want it to be really emotional. You want it to be about you, but you're talking to somebody out there that you really, you're not saying their name, but you're sharing your story. So that's the hardest part, is every Sunday trying to find a piece of your story to share for your power post on Sunday. And then I like to, post a good picture of me and my husband or my kids or my dog or something, but you're trying to reach out through emotions on your Sunday power post.
So all your Facebook posts, correct me if I'm wrong, Rachel, are very intentional.
Yes.
For the 6 days. Yeah.
And are you looking for people to then contact you, or would you then approach people?
Yes, and that's a great question. And those hashtags will put you in a category of people. So if somebody is looking for a transformation, they might click on the hashtag Transformation Thursday, and if you use that hashtag, you're going to go into that category. Or if you're doing it before and after, and it looks like a fitness before and after, do a hashtag fitness, because that's going to put you into a category of fitness. Or like, let's say you were looking for anti-aging skincare, right? What you would do is you would go to the search and you would put hashtag anti-aging, right? To pull up a whole stream of anti-aging products that you never knew existed that are under that category of anti-aging. So that's kind of the benefit of hashtags, because people might see your stuff, go, wow, she's, her words are touching me, her photo, we're just attracted to crisp, clean, nice looking photos. So it doesn't even matter sometimes, what is said. It's like I'm attracted to Emily Vavra's posts every time because her photos are so beautiful. And so, I hope I answered your question. Oh, okay. So now let's say you have 100 people, okay, and you want to start expanding your reach. Must be consistent, because if you're not consistent, people are looking for inconsistency, right? That's a good reason not to contact you.
Yeah.
And so you want to make sure that you're very, very consistent. You want to make sure that you're using hashtags. You can also go and join different groups. So like I just got a mini golden doodle. So I went and joined a golden doodle group, right? And I participate and I comment. And so I've had a couple of people, because I'm showing my face and I'm being thoughtful on the page, that have added me as a friend, on my regular Facebook as well. Okay. Also, when my husband and I, when we go to dinner, and we go out to dinner a lot, now that my kids are grown and they're not around so much anymore, and we always sit at the bar because that's where we're going to meet people. And so, we talk to the bartender, we talk to the person to the left and the right. And what I've learned, and it took me a long time to learn this, when I was with my first 2 companies, I would vomit all over you about what I did. I would look for a sentence that, you know, a pause where I could insert what I did. I don't do that anymore. I don't talk about what I do at all anymore. So I just connect with the person. I ask them questions about them. And then at the very end, I'll say, oh, Susie, it was so great connecting with you. Are you on Facebook? Let's stay connected.
Yeah.
And then I'll add them to Facebook. I'll make sure I take a snapshot so I don't forget who they were. And then the next day I'll send them a message. Hey, Susie, it was so great to meet you last night at such and such. You know, let's stay connected on Facebook. And then maybe like a week later, I'll send them a message and I'll say, hey, Susie, hope you're well. By the way, are you into healthy living? And she'll say, well, yeah, I love working out and whatever. And I say, oh my gosh, great. We have this healthy living page that I'd love to add you to. There's a lot of great recipes and tips and workout ideas. Just give me a thumbs up if that would be okay with you. So my goal is to, you know, get out of my house at least part of the day so that I can add, you know, 3 to 5 new people to my Facebook, which then it's super important for me to be consistent in posting, right? For the old people and for the new people.
Yeah.
And then, you know, also those are new people that I can add to Real People, Real Results after a couple of days.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I do to increase my Facebook group. You know, I do it, and I do the same thing with these groups. Like if I'm communicating with somebody on my doggy page, you know, then I'll, you know, add her as a friend on Facebook as well and say, hey, I'd love to stay connected in the real world, not just on the dog page. And I'll do the same thing a couple days later. I'll say, hey, are you into healthy things? I have another group that, you know, I think you might love. Give me a thumbs up if it's okay with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then on Real People, Real Results, once you add people to there, if you don't post in Real People, Real Results 3 times a day and you've added people, they're never seeing that page ever. It's never going through their news feed.
Right.
Like I said, that's on that YouTube video that I just did today. So
right. That's why you're doing that. That's why you're posting on there. I get that now. Yeah, because otherwise it's not going to come up, is it?
No.
Yeah.
And
they're going to forget what it's called and they won't even look for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I mean, how many groups are you added to that if it doesn't go through your news feed, you forget all about it. And so you need to add them, and then you need to make sure you're posting in there 3 times a day. And I'll show you guys something real quick. Hold on real quick. Let me share my page. Okay, hold on. Let me get rid of all of this here. Okay. Can you guys see my page?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go to, okay, Real People, Real Results. Okay, so every single morning when I wake up, the very first thing that I do is I go through, and Julia and Jay Johnson are the best posters out there. So if you're not friends with them, make sure you're friends with them. So this is Julia Porter Johnson, and then it's Jay Johnson the 4th, I think. They are fabulous. I steal all their stuff. Okay. And, you know, it's funny because Patrick and I were just talking. He's like, gosh, it's so hard because, you know, especially he's a whole copywriter. And, you know, we were taught not to plagiarize. So it's kind of hard to get used to that you can actually take somebody's entire post and repost it. So you can do that. That is totally okay. Everybody does it and knows that we do it in Real People, Real Results. It's just, we do it to help each other out. But what you want to do is you want to change up some of the emojis. You can change the photo. You can change 1 or 2 of the initial sentences in that post to kind of customize it. So you're stealing the post, but yet you're customizing it. So the algorithms don't pick it up as if it's a duplicate.
Yeah.
Because if it's a duplicate, then it's, for some reason, well, Facebook knows what they're doing, the reach is not as far. Okay, so you want to make sure that you customize it somewhat. So what I'll do every morning, I go to Real People, Real Results, and I scroll down, and I go, oh, Julia, she's always so good. And so I'm going to go to this little arrow right here, and I'm going to click Save Post. Okay, I'm going to save it for later. And then I'm going to go, and, you know, there's so many good people that are so good at everything that they do. Okay, so here's Jay. Okay, and so I would go, ooh, this is a good one. Oh, I already saved it, see? Okay, and so then I would go to, something about gluten. Okay, I love that because that was the first thing that I cut out when I started getting sick. So I'm going to save that. Okay, so then if I'm out and about, now all the things that I saved, I can find them on my computer. I can find them on my phone, or if I'm upstairs on my other computer, it's going to be there as well, because everything that I saved is on, if you click your home button on Facebook and you go to the left-hand side where it says saved, those are all, everything that I save every single day. So I'm in a hurry, right? And I need to make my afternoon post. It's already 4 o'clock and I still haven't made my second post of the day. So these are the 2 posts that I just saved, they're right here at the top. And so what I'll want to do is I want to scroll down as far as I can, okay? Because I don't want to repost something that's been posted today. I want to repost something that might have been posted maybe last week or the week before. Okay, so I don't know why it's not loading, but I have a ton of posts. Okay, so I will maybe click on this one. Wow, Tan committed to a lifestyle change, 66 pounds later. I'd say that it's working. Okay, so I would change the hashtags, okay, to customize it to me. And I would say something like, congratulations, Tan. Today's motivation Monday goes to Tan. Tan lost it, just kind of rephrase it. And then I would have the same photo. Okay, so I could post that. If Jay posts it on his personal wall, I will post it on Real People, Real Results. Now, if he posted it on Real People, Real Results, I'll post it on my personal wall.
Sorry, Rachel, can I just ask, do you have to copy, do you have to save the pictures, or could you just show us exactly how you would do it without?
Exactly, sure. Yep, please, I will show you that right now. Okay, so saved. I'm going to click on there because after I saved them, they're all just there. Okay, and so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let me find one, and I'll actually. Here's a good one. Wow, that's a long one.
Wow.
That is a long one. Toledo's. All right. Well, somebody will read it. I typically don't like to post long ones because I feel like, for me, I'm not going to read it. So I wouldn't expect other people to read it. But I'm going to take this pic, and I have to click on it first to make it big. Okay. And then I'm going to save the image.
Okay.
Okay. And I have, like right now, I'm working on a virtual party. So what I would do is I actually have another, where's it at? Oh, here it is. There's my ISA folder. Okay, so I would rename it. Shake recipes. Okay, so I have that there. Okay, and then I would take this. And I would
copy and paste it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that is a really long post.
Bless her, she sat and typed that.
Right, and I'm not going to actually post that whole thing.
No, exactly.
What I'm going to do is I'm just
going to. Perfect.
I wonder if my computer's slow because I'm sharing the screen.
I think I get it anyway, so that's fine. I just wasn't sure how you did it. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's it. And once you add people to the add members, you want to make sure that you're tagging them in this pinned post with Lynn.
Yeah.
Okay, so that way their name is highlighting.
Yeah.
And you just say something little, and then I send them a private message and I say, hi, Megan, I just added you to Real People, Real Results. Please check your notification. You should see it. Just click on it. It'll pull you to the page. Make sure you save it to your shortcuts so that you can find it later easily. I'll check in with you in a day or two.
Right.
And then they do that. And then I follow up with them, after that. So, yeah, so that's basically kind of the gist of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a big one for me as well, because we've done all this now, and we've done some posts and we've got interest, and people are now asking or how have you, how have you done that? I'd like to know more. And that's what's been happening with me. But as soon as it comes to the cost, they're not doing it. I'm having a real issue with the cost.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've been through the scenario of it's so much a day, you're replacing the meals, and things like that. But they're still not going for it. I don't know whether it's a general thing everywhere or whether it's just an English thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I think it's everywhere for sure.
Yeah.
The thing is we just need to get really good at sharing the value. And so sometimes it can take people a while. Sometimes they need to sit in Real People, Real Results a month, 6 months, even a year. I have people that have just reached out to me just over the last couple of weeks since I got really, really good with my before and after posting. It was like a big aha, because I felt like you guys too, like, okay, so I'm hearing I maybe shouldn't be put too much isogenics on my page. But then when I started to really do those before and afters and get very, very consistent and using my hashtags to trigger my mind, like, what do I want to post today? It is amazing. Now I'm getting more and more people that private message me. Now, I don't just wait for people to private message me, but if I'm consistent with my posting, you are consistent long enough between Real People Results and your personal page, people are going to start messaging you, which is so great. But yet you still need to do follow-up. So I would highly recommend printing out your Facebook page. Even if you have 50 people or 100 people, print it out and make sure you're sending that message. The message with the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you're sending that message to every single person on your Facebook page. And I was using the tracking sheets. And I was telling Patrick a little while ago that I seriously, like in the beginning, there's 22 spots on that tracking sheet, and I was filling a page a day. I was making sure that I was sending that many, just copying, pasting, but changing, hi, Lisa, and changing, hi, Sue, and then pasting the rest of that message to get a thumbs up. So in the morning, that's a pretty easy thing to do, right? So you can make your post on your personal wall, your post on your Real People, Real Results, and you can go ahead and you can send 20 messages out before you even leave the house. Then you leave the house and you try to connect with people so that you can add more people to your Facebook. And then by the time you come home, you have like 2 or 3 thumbs up. So then you add them to Real People, Real Results, you tag them on the pinned post, and you make sure that you're consistent with your posting in there. And so it's like kind of a whole whirlwind of things that you're going to do every day to build your business. And, we always say that everything happens in 90-day spurts. So if you're consistent, and you're doing all of this consistently, everything that you need to be doing, and I can send you a 6 list, Kim, and this is a list of things that I do every single day regardless. I do a lot of other things in the day, but if like it's a Friday and I've worked real hard all week and we're going out on the boat, we're doing something fun, I still never miss my 6 list. Even on Sunday, I never miss it. Okay, so if you get really good at just being consistent with those 6 things, okay, and finding people to add to your Facebook every single day and doing all of that, you have to do that consistently for 90 days, okay? And then you have to do it for 90 more, okay? And then all of a sudden, things will start happening like popcorn. Now, I notice if I have somebody on my team that was working consistently, and then all of a sudden life happens and she literally takes a whole step back, and it doesn't matter what life happens to me, I'm never missing my 6 things, okay? Whether I'm sick as a dog or whether, it doesn't matter, I'm never going to miss my 6 things. But if you do and you take a whole month out, now your 90 days has to start all over again. You've totally lost momentum, right? Your wheels you're not going uphill anymore. You're kind of going backwards down the hill, and now it's going to take some time. So just know that if you want to start today as day 1, and you want to do all of these things consistently, mark your calendar for when 90 days is over. And then go, wow, I've developed some really good habits here. And then go do it another 90 days, and all of a sudden your business will start to grow.
Right.
Okay.
We're probably all a bit impatient. We expect it. We expect it all to happen overnight.
I think because we got a lot of people interested pre-launch, and then as soon as people had to put their money in their pocket, it was like, no.
Yes. And let's talk about cost for a minute. So I'm going to use American terms because I don't have your currency down pat yet. But okay, so for us, you know, the big value pack, which is your premium pack, is $559. Okay, that includes the membership. And then the premium pack, which is our Pace Setter pack, is our $399. So that's everything that's in the value pack except for the vitamins. And then we have our bare bones 30-day cleanse and fat burning system, which is $272 plus $29, which is the membership fee. Okay, so if you add that, you know, the first one's 301. So 301 divided by 30 days, that's $10 a day. Okay, and then the next one is about $15 a day, and then the one after that is about $18.50 a day. So I say about $20 a day. So when we're talking, you know, I've added them to Real People, Real Results. I have a notebook where I take notes. And I do have a pretty good memory as far as people, but you can't remember them all. So you want to make sure that you're writing different things down. So if you have a new person and they said they're interested in the weight, you know, you always want to find out, are you interested in weight loss? Are you interested in performance, energy, or healthy aging? And let them tell you. Okay, you write that down, take some good notes. And then as you're scrolling through Real People, Real Results every single morning, looking for your posts to save, right, so that you can use them later. And you come across a post that talks about intermittent fasting or cleansing. And you were just talking to Susie last week, and she was very interested in the cleansing portion, but was a little unsure. You know, I would make sure that I tagged her on that post. Okay, and I'm showing value, showing value, showing value. And then I'm also following up with her. Okay, Susie, are you ready to get started on your health journey? And I try very hard to not just let it go back and forth on messaging. I want to make sure that I'm getting them offline and on the phone as fast as I can. I want them to hear my story, and I want them to, you know, hear the excitement in my voice. But one of the questions that I'm asking them, besides, you know, what category do they see themselves in, I want to ask them, between your breakfast and your lunch, you know, and maybe some snacks, everything except for your dinner, how much do you say that you spend a day? $10, $15, $20 a day? And then I be quiet and I let them answer me. And they go, maybe they'll say, I don't know. Okay, well, do you ever go to lunch? Oh, yes, I go to lunch at least 3 times a day. Well, on average, how much is your lunch bill? Oh, probably about $20 every time I go to lunch. Aha, that's just one meal, right? Do you ever go to Starbucks? Do you ever go to the coffee shop? Do you ever stop off, you know, at the convenience store and get a soda and a bag of chips? Okay, how much do you, now that we're talking about it, how much do you think that you spend a week? And now they'll definitely say, well, gosh, probably way over $20 or a day, way over $20 a day. And so now you're showing them, wow. You know, I used to do that too. I used to go to lunch almost every single day with my girlfriends and spend that kind of money. And now we work right through lunch because we drink a shake. And a shake is about $2.85 a shake. Right. And I'm getting dense, high quality, superfood nutrition. And before we were going out and maybe getting a cheeseburger, right? Or a salad with chicken on it. And very low nutrients and spending all that money. So I hate to go to the grocery store. So I literally only have to swing by and pick up food for dinner, or we go out. And so I mean, I'm saving hundreds of dollars a month at the grocery store because I don't need to buy that low quality food anymore. So basically what Isogenics is it's your own online shopping mall. You're going to have your own, it's like everybody's ordering online now, right? Amazon Prime is huge. Do you guys have that there? Amazon?
Yeah.
Yes. And so Isogenics is the same thing. It's your own personal store that you know has superfood nutrition that you can buy at wholesale and have it shipped right to your door. So, you know, your health is worth it. And so we go through these things. Believe me, I still have people that won't pull the trigger, but I think they're getting closer. I just keep dripping on them and dripping on them and dripping on them. And then I make sure that I make posts regarding that too. You know, like I think Patrick made a really good one the other day about the clothes that, you know, he was buying big size clothes, super size clothes. And he said they were so expensive and now he lost weight. He doesn't have to spend all that money on clothes anymore. You know, so he's taking his personal experience and he's sharing it out on Facebook, you know, for like a Sunday power post. And it's showing his friends and family who may feel the same way. You know, they always say facts tell, stories sell. And so you want to try and share things in a story form about you, yourself, your friends, your team, you know, so that people can start relating to it.
Excellent. So it's not just here in the UK.
No. It's amazing. You know, if people want something bad enough, they're gonna get it, right? They're gonna put a credit card down, they're gonna get it. But for some reason, we put ourselves last when it comes to food. Or it's the concept of buying all of your food up front for 30 days. That's the stopper.
Well, that's the thing, because it's exactly like we were saying. So if I said to somebody, it's going to cost you 70, well, in our money, pounds, £70 a week, £10 a day, so it's going to cost you £70, they go, oh, that's fantastic. But if I say to them, so they say, well, how much is it to start? I'll say £280. That's when they go, oh, but it's the same thing, isn't it? But they're just not.
Right. So that's why I don't tell them the big price until I make sure they understand what they're spending daily.
Yeah.
We talk about that, and I ask them questions, and I want to see if they go to lunch. I want to see if they stop for coffee. I want to ask all those questions first, because then when I go through the prices, okay, well, we have packages in all of those price ranges, whether you spend $10, $15, or $20 a day. And so since we just determined that you're eating out lunch every single day and you're stopping off throughout the day as well, you already determined that you're spending probably $40 a day on food outside of your dinner. Would you say that is true? And they'd say, yes, that's true. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to save you a ton of money then.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to save you a ton of money then.
Yeah.
I like that.
What about people, Rachel? Say there's a family of 4 and there's only one person in the family doing isogenics. So you've got the naysayer husband who says, but I've still got to spend X. I'm not actually, the naysayer husband's actually saying, but we ain't going to save any money because you're adding to my bill.
Yes.
How do you split a potato 4 ways, sort of thing? I know that's an exaggeration, but you get what I mean.
No, I totally understand what you're saying. And so you still want to find out if that person is going out to lunch with their girlfriends.
Okay.
Outside of that grocery bill, right? And outside of that husband. But I'm telling you, the husbands can really trip you up, right? I'm still married to him, but he's come around. He's come along. He used to be like that. So I totally get it. Yeah. And, then I would just say, listen, so how much do you want your health to improve? Or how badly do you want to lose that weight that we discussed? You need to talk to your husband and share your feelings on that. Let him know that you are serious, that you are unhappy, that you don't feel good, that you don't have the energy that you wish that you had with the kids. Have a heart-to-heart with him. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Okay. And my final question, because I know we've kept you a long, long time, Rachel. Staying the course when it gets tough and creating team momentum.
Well, your team is going to do what you do, and they're watching you on Facebook, right? So not only being consistent for your prospects and your audience, you need to be consistent for your team. Your team needs to see you inspired and excited, right? We don't want to talk about, you can always talk up, to the person above you about how, if you're feeling discouraged or whatever, but you never want to talk down to your team and let them know that you're discouraged. We all have days that we're discouraged. My gosh, I can get on a dry spell for like 2 or 3 months and not have an enrollment. And I'm working like a dog consistently every single day, but it's just, timing is everything. But then I go 2 months without an enrollment, and all of a sudden I can have 6 because I'm following up, and all of a sudden they're all ready at the same time. So just know that it's part of this business. It's he who lasts the longest wins. Most people quit before payday. I've had years where I have felt discouraged, but I just never let myself quit. and it's always worth it. But you need to build you need to build your brand, you need to build your confidence. You will start getting very proud of yourself when you start becoming super consistent. You want to make sure that you're going to bed at night feeling accomplished, feeling like, you know what? Don't attach yourself to the outcome. Attach yourself to the activity. So if you have a list of the 6 things, I need to write that down. 6 things in YouTube video. Don't let me forget to send that out to you.
So this is your 6 must before you go to bed. Yeah.
So you don't want to attach yourself to the outcome. You want to attach yourself to the activity, so that when you go to bed at night, you feel like, I did everything I was supposed to do today. I feel really good. And tomorrow, I'm going to do everything I'm supposed to do. And then you go to bed and you go, 2 days in a row, I did everything I was supposed to do today. I feel really good. And so if you can do that, you're going to go to bed feeling accomplished. Don't think about the outcome. Don't go, oh, well, I worked like a dog today and I didn't sign anybody up. No, your consistency through the 90 days and then 90 more will bring the results that you're looking for if you can go to bed feeling accomplished about the activity that you had instead of the outcome that you didn't have. Does that make sense?
Excellent.
Definitely makes sense.
Yeah, and if you can teach that, if you can be that example to your team and then teach that to your team so that they aren't feeling so bad that they didn't get to manager, that they, you're still working towards those goals, but yet the activity will take care of those goals.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think as well, because we've got the, because as you know, when we first launched, we didn't have the double PIBs and we didn't have the promotional stuff as well. And so now we're on the reset. So it's like we're all panicking.
I know.
And when you panic, it kind of takes a nosedive.
It does. For some, the desperation just comes across.
Yeah.
Even behind the computer screen, right, where they can't see and hear us. It just, it's kind of like you're sending out an energy frequency of desperation, and nothing good happens with that. So you're setting your goal, you're writing it down, you're putting a date on it, you're reading it every single day, okay? Because you're going to have a higher chance of achieving it if you do those things, okay? And you're working on your 6 things diligently every single day, whatever that is for you. So like one of the 6 things would be to, wake up and, and make my posts, or let's say reach out to 5 people a day. So I reach out to people that are already signed up, my associates. I reach out and set up appointments to talk to them on Zoom every single day. I reach out to the people that are on my products every single day, say 3 of them. But if 3 for you is too many, then 1 a day, you can start with that. So out of all those 6 things, you're going to have a number. How many people? And so for me, sometimes if I really need to ramp things up, I need to maybe increase those numbers to 10 people in each category. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Whereas maybe somebody that works full-time and that is just doing this part-time and maybe only has a goal to get to manager, they may need, they can do 1 in each category. Okay, so you're going to see these 6 things. You're going to tweak it according to your ambition, what it is that you want, and how much time you have to put into it.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah, that's excellent. Thank you very much, Rachel.
Rachel, thank you very much. It's much appreciated.
That today, yes, thank you.
You're welcome. So I will shoot this recording. I'm going to upload this into YouTube. I'll send this over to you, Kim, and then I'll send over the 15-minute that I did with Patrick earlier.
Okay.
On Real People, Real Results. And then I will also send you the 6 things.
Excellent.
Thank you very much, Rachel.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hope to meet you in person soon.
Yeah.
Anytime that you want to do this, just reach out. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. Have a great. Is it after?